AI generate a pseudonym for you and do it all under a AI
Oh,
generated
absolutely. It would have to be. And now the stream, as usual,
Yeah.
pops up at the end of a conversation because Preston can't just go like 3, 2,
Okay.
we're live.
I'm just like, surely you guys are gonna stop chatting there about
You used to
AI.
work in film. You can do this.
AI is great. I look forward to our techno overlords and welcome a more peaceful and prosperous coexistence with artificial intelligence. All right, let's look at Palace. So, Erwin, I'm sure you're probably going to be pretty little lost here because this is like the end. And
he can narrate this time.
He could narrate this time. Here we go. I gotta say,
sorry, Erwin, we're putting you to work already.
Like people,
no. I mentioned narrating once. I swear to God.
Like people like Palace. Like every show I do, like, and now Palace 3, it's popular. I think.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah.
To pick up some Palace off of you to start bringing to cons.
Yeah, awesome. I click the little carrot. Whenever this computer. Okay. Anyway.
You have to hit the hamburger button.
The what?
The other button that says menu with the hamburger.
Oh.
Yeah, that.
Hey, look at you. Okay, great. All right. 21. Erwin is. Oh, there he is. Welcome back, Erwin.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was trying to get your. I was getting your script, and it for some reason it took me off.
Wait a minute. Okay, so, Gerardo, I just got back from Midland. So Midland was over the weekend, and it was great meeting once again with the people of Midland. And that's where I want to say, people like Palace because, Midland I've been out to like 4 or 5 times over the last 2 or 3 years. And people have been like, oh yeah, I bought Palace 1, here's 2 and 3. Okay, I want them, or I got 1 and 2. Okay, there's 3, I want so they like what they're seeing. What can I say? Repeat customers. But yeah, I just did Midland over the weekend. Hopefully you were there. Okay, here we go. So Erwin could possibly narrate for us. Possibly.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
I was trying to open your script up on my full computer, but no, here it is. On my phone, I see it. I thought I needed to download it, but here it is on the phone here. All right.
I want to make that window bigger than Preston, so that way Erwin can read. I don't know.
Okay.
Or like,
how about that? Bigger,
what?
Right?
No, I can see it fine.
Okay.
But I'm having difficulty hearing y'all's what the deal is. Do you want to give any sort of summary or anything like that before we get started, Preston?
Well, the story has been about the rivalry mainly between Arica and Edmund in this female-dominated matriarchy. And it's kind of come down to the showdown, I guess, right? Like sides have been taken and Thora actually ended up getting killed and has now been resurrected from the dead because, well, that's the kind of stuff that goes on in these places all the time.
Okay. All right. Thora, whose side was Thora on?
Thora was on her own side, but she ended up worshiping a new demonic matron that was really old, going back to like prior civilizations. The goddess of loss, Ereshkigal, mistress of oblivion.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And has now been a rival to her original evil kingdom, which follows Viviax, the succubus.
Okay, so a bit of some complicated international conflict. Let's put it that way. All right.
There are explicitly no good people because that's what people like.
Except for Gretchen, who's fine, really.
Except for Gretchen. Although, and and that's the thing.
And
like,
Nestor's all right. Like,
yeah, Nestor's good. Yeah. But
or at least they're not obviously evil. Come on.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay, yes, Gretchen, the one good person who actually comes out okay. There we go. 21.
Okay, all right. Page 21. 3 panels on this page. Panel 1, full page. Gretchen runs to flaming undead Thora as the 4 members of the Silva Hydras warily keep their distance.
Sorry, Silver Hydra. There we go. I'll be Gretchen. But how?
The High Priestess invoked her magic to animate my body in service to her. In her jaded wisdom, Ereshkigal, Mother of Loss, chose to bind my soul to this form as well.
I need some time with this. I think I'm going to faint.
Steel yourself and rejoice that we both still serve at the pleasure of the Mistress of Oblivion and not the petty pursuits of Samantha. I will see to your safety, Gretchen. No harm will come to you this day, neither from ...
Panel 2, inset. The 4 Silva Hydras stand on guard, each of the 4 ready to defend themselves if attacked.
The Silver Hydras ...
Panel 3, inset. Edmund and Erica suspiciously eye Samantha, who returns their icy stares in kind.
Nor from the Queendom.
Hell yeah.
Page 22. There are 4 panels on this page. Panel 1, Magidorf, the Drow cleric.
I just want to say you're doing very well at the narrating job, so keep it up.
All right. Magidorf, the Drow cleric, takes charge of his party.
A force of ancient evil awoke in the ruins of Abraca. Crusading Alfred, the righteous Lord of Heaven, revealed to me visions of a governess named Thora, forcing her companions to convert.
Panel 2. Samantha steps in front of Erica and Edmund to assert her leadership.
We put her to death once for her crimes. We would aid you in destroying her current form.
Panel 3. Thora's point of view. The Silver Hydras smile at Samantha's edict and begin to fan out. Magidorf and Nimby walk towards the viewer, while Helena levitates and Dunnan moves towards the right of the frame. Each of them look for an opening to attack.
Then leave us professionals to our work.
Panel 4, flaming undead Thora stands before Gretchen in an attempt to shield her from harm. Gretchen looks up towards the royal box.
Is that the wishes of Queen Arica? Would you see the spirits of these 2 strong Alluvian women cut down by the servants of a patrician god, the very ones who destroyed the blessings of Viviax just a few months ago?
Page 23 has 4 panels. Panel 1. Edmund smiles as Erica calls for the death of her rival.
The Queendom forgives the Silver Hydras all past transgressions if they can destroy this abomination named Thora.
Panel 2. Flaming undead Thora attempts to break up the newly formed coalition to kill her.
High Priestess Samantha carved these runes into me. She sought to use my undead form to kill you, Arica.
Panel 3. Erica and Edmund glance at Samantha, who shrugs.
Wait, you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna have to refresh because I rewrote that line and it hasn't updated. It's the cloud, and I did all my writing on different computers, and I come to this computer for the thing, and then it's like, oh yeah, that's.
And y'all make fun of me because I don't like to use Writer's Duet for that very reason.
I mean, I like using it, but I always keep local copies for exactly that reason.
Okay.
Because the cloud is just a really short way to say someone else's computer.
Yes. There we go. All right.
I use my computer synced via Dropbox, so there's always a local.
There we go. Okay. Sorry. We're gonna need to reread on this line. Yeah.
Okie doke. Erica and Edmund glance at Samantha, who dismisses the accusation.
Nonsense. Pay this heretic's words no mind.
It would explain why she rose from the dead.
Dead. There you go.
From the died.
From the day. There we go.
Panel
Edmonton,
4.
Florida.
Yeah.
Panel 4. Erica accepts her victory with grace.
Enough.
Enough,
Okay,
Edmund.
go ahead.
We know who the real enemies are. Now,
Page 24 has 2 panels. Panel 1, foreground. The Silver Hydras close for battle with flaming undead Thora, who seeks to protect Gretchen. Background. Governesses Sarah and Akasha cringe in anticipation of watching their sisters' gruesome deaths. Panel 2, inset. Queen Erica commands the death of her rivals once and for all.
put those bitches down.
So you like this one, Danny? I put the inset in there.
Yeah, it's good.
There we go. Okay.
You want her pointing in particular and having that break the panel border too.
Okay. Fair enough.
Oh yeah, no, you should go nuts on that page.
Okay.
Well, it looks like it's going to be very visual.
Yes.
With big panels.
Yeah, I like it. That's how I like it. I like it visual with big panels. I like to think that the panels are going to be gorgeous to look at, and I don't want them to be itty bitty. Page 25.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Quite all right.
I thought we were finished for some reason.
No.
I guess because that last one ended with so much blank space on the page.
Yeah.
Sorry. Page 25 has 4 panels. Panel 1, large panel. Nimby races towards flaming undead Thora, his dagger outstretched for a slicing attack.
Oh, be Helena. Careful, Nimby. You shouldn't race headlong into danger just because you're first to act.
I need to get into a flanking position. I need to get into position for a flanking attack. Otherwise, this dagger hits for Jack. Death to the obelists.
Panel 2, inset. Helena implores Nimby to use caution. Panel 3, flaming undead Thora grabs the dramatically smaller Nimby by the neck with her left hand as she blocks his impotent dagger swing with her right.
If that's all you're bringing to the party, dear, then I bring bad tidings.
Panel 4, holding him by the neck and wrist from the grab points featured in panel 2, flaming undead Thora picks Nimby up as her halving shield against the other 3 surprised silver hydras, the levitating sorceress, stalwart cleric, and looking to lunge Dunan.
You are now my hostage. Back off, or he dies.
Huzzah. There we go.
Page 26 has 4 panels. Panel 1, Helena levitates in dismay and indecision.
That undead's got great reaction timing. I shall hold my initiative. I don't want to risk Nimby's life by attacking.
Panel 2, Magidorf steps forward, confidently brandishing his holy symbol.
Let the holy energy of the righteous Lord of Heaven turn and destroy this undead blight.
And if she resists?
We have to try something. Besides, the odds definitely favor us.
Panel 3, Dunan charges Thora, his battle axe raised high.
If all else fails, I might one-shot kill this thing anyways.
Panel 4, Dunan's axe slips from his grip as he fumbles his attack.
Sorry? A damn one. I hate this die.
Page 27, panels, there are 3 of them. Panel 1, Nimby successfully wriggles out of Thora's grasp.
It helps to be an escape artist.
Panel 2, seizing the moment, Helena casts a powerful magical spell.
Let's see how you resist damage from my cone of cold.
Panel 3, large panel. Expanding out from her finger, a conical ray of freezing energy envelops Thora, who throws out her arms to shield Gretchen, covering behind.
should say cowering. How do I do cowering?
Oh, cowering behind her.
There we go.
No, you're doing the right thing by reading it as written.
Yeah.
Get down, Gretchen. Sorry, get down, Gretchen.
There we go.
Page 28 has 4 panels. In panel 1, her flames doused by the cold, undead Thora resists Helena's frozen energy and makes a grab for Madradorf.
I don't know how she resisted my channel. She must have more hit dice than I figured.
What would you have expected from the avatar of one of the oldest goddesses in the pantheon? Is Thora getting meta now? I don't know if I like that.
Okay. I mean, her line seems like it's a decent NPC line, but we could change that.
It's a little bit meta.
It's a little
more
meta.
meta than she's been for the entire story. So
okay,
far.
Fair enough.
But yes, challenge need to be rated to party level. Challenges need to be rated to party level.
Absolutely.
Panel 2, undead Thora slams Madradorf with her massive fist. Slam.
Invoking your patriarchal deity.
No,
Deity.
isn't that right? DIE.
DEI, I think.
Really? Okay. DEITY. Okay.
If your spell check can't spell deity, then there's definitely something wrong with the program.
There we go.
Won't save you now, cleric.
Gold touch. No, she ordered my execution. I now order hers.
Oh wait.
Panel.
It should be sorry.
Panel 3.
We need another character.
Oh.
There.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was there. There we go.
Who is she?
Who is
Thora.
she?
Oh.
Who is she?
You know what? This whole line should just die. I don't know. It's a relic from past pages. Screw it. Doesn't exist. There you go.
Ghoul touch, no.
Ghoul touch.
Panel.
No. Yeah.
Panel 3. Helena levitates above Madradorf, who has fallen to his knees, paralyzed and helpless. Undead Thora stands behind him, ready to strike the killing blow. Dunan and Nimby move to get behind her, circling opposite directions.
Don't kill him. We can parlay.
You wish to parlay, hold your attacks.
Panel 4. Helena levitates above Dunan and Nimby, who have put away their weapons and extend their open hands in surrender.
Release our friend and we will leave this town in peace.
Page 29 has 2 panels. Panel 1. Flaming undead Thor's face betrays a deep sense of satisfaction as she strangled the life from Madradorf. Helena, levitating, joins Nimby and Dunan in expressing horror at the pain of their friend. Standing behind undead Thora, Gretchen cringes.
No, we're leaving in peace. Stop strangling our teammate.
Originally, I had taken your halfling captive, but you chose to keep attacking. You deaded my power. Now one of you must pay the price. The rest of you are free to go. But as for your companion...
Panel 2.
She gets a little meta here. I guess Danny doesn't like this line.
I don't.
You don't like it. Okay.
Thor is good when she's chewing the scenery, not when she's being meta.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
She needs to go full False of Doom here. She can turn into a fucking snake. I don't care.
She could. All right, fair enough.
Panel 2. Thora throws the corpse of Madradorf at the feet of the other 3 shocked silver hydras.
He's going to need a raised dead.
Page 30 with 4 panels. Panel 1. Dwarfed by the much larger undead Thora, Nimby's tiny body shakes in rage.
You bitch, you killed our healer.
Ereshkigal taught me that tragedy breeds wisdom. Now I'm teaching you.
Panel 2. Dunan brandishes his axe with rage.
No one kills a silver hydra and gets away with it.
Panel 3. Undead Thora taunts Dunan while Helena tries to take charge.
Does this mean you won't leave in peace after all?
Stand down, Dunan. I'm sure Father Donnelly will raise him as soon as we head back east.
Panel 4. Disappointed Edmund descends the stairs from the box suite.
That's
The silver hydras.
hydras.
What a joke.
Page 31 with 4 panels. Panel 1. Doonan fumes as Helena maintains control. NIMBY scoffs.
Fumbles happen to the best of us. Next time we meet, you won't be so lucky.
She got really lucky against Madridor's channel.
That's not what you actually wrote.
And it's not? Oh, you're right. Yeah, there we go.
Well, I mean, it starts with so.
Oh, you're right.
And you read that she.
I did. Now it's she got. There we go.
Panel 2. Disgusted, Helena wishes a quick exit to this awkward situation.
Let's just get out of here. I think I got room for Madridor's body in the bag of holding.
Less stink that way. Ironic, really. Clapped by a zombie feminist.
Panel 3. Doonan holds Madridorf's feet up as Helena puts them into an all-consuming extra-dimensional bag.
Well, the more gambles we take with our lives, the more often we'll need to get resurrected. Law of averages.
Panel 4. Helena secures the bag of holding to her belt as she addresses undead Thora, Gretchen, and Edmund.
Okay, we're off to leave in peace. Sorry for the trouble.
Before you go, I have a proposal. Please take Gretchen, my squire.
Wait, what?
Page 32 with 3 panels. Panel 1, undead Thora holds Gretchen's hands as they say their goodbyes.
I shall return to the lost city of Abrasia and take up residence in the temple of my goddess. But a dead city is no place for a young woman. I certainly would not wish for you to stay here.
Panel 2, undead Thora presents Gretchen to Helena, Doonan, and NIMBY.
Your group suffers from too many headstrong men and not enough feminine leadership. Please accept Gretchen as one of your party.
Do
you have any skills useful to an adventuring group?
Panel 3, large panel. Gretchen passionately argues her merits.
Trained from birth to be an Alluvian governess, I can sneak, wield a sword, and have a bonus to diplomatic skills in situations involving men. My spiritual pact with Ereshkigal allows me to channel her power. My backstory requires that I seek to avenge women when and wherever they are wronged.
Page 33, 3 panels. Panel 1, undead Thora watches with pride as Gretchen joins the Silver Hydras, who rejoice at being a 4-person party once more.
I say we trust this mysterious demon-worshipping stranger with our lives from this point forward and give her a full share of the treasure. Of course.
Does she mind random violence against strangers for experience and money? Not at all. Welcome aboard.
Panel 2, standing on the grounds of the tilt yard, a mystified Edmund stands by Samantha and Erica as they observe the Silver Hydras and Gretchen walk along the road out of town.
Always seems to happen when they lose a member.
Panel 3, standing alongside the burning pyre, undead Thora stands opposed to Edmund. Erica and Samantha watch from the safety of the bleachers.
And then there's our score to settle. I offer trial by combat for all grievances you wish to level against me. Is Edmund to be Alluvia's champion? Does he best represent the supremacy of women? Shall our duel begin now?
Page 34 has 4 panels. Panel 1, Edmund, Samantha, and Erica all eye each other with suspicion.
Thor demonstrates just how far we have fallen from the example set for us by Viviax.
Panel 2, Erica takes charge.
John.
No more blood shall be shed this day. We shall convene the assembly of ladies to consider how to improve things.
Panel 3, undead Thora expresses her disgust with the trio.
The corruption of Alluvia. Wait, no, this is you. Yeah, that's you.
The corruption of Alluvia seeps from the core of each of you.
Panel 4, undead Thora leaves Edmund, Samantha, and Erica in a state of bewildered failure as she exits along the path out of town. Page 35, with just 1 panel. seated atop the altar in the ancient temple of Ereshkigal, Thora clasps the hilt of her downward-pointing sword with both hands. And so, having provided an exciting chapter of amusement for her goddess Ereshkigal, Thora sits in her temple in the lost city of Abracia. There she waits and observes the world, seeking another great challenge worthy of her goddess's attention.
All right. There we go. An ending.
Applause.
Right? It ended.
Clap, clap, clap.
What do you think?
Okay, so we had a whole ton of action and nearly a complete rewrite of this scene. This is the part where we say...
I hope you remember that I'm the person who doesn't know how to speak English. My friend translated for me to help me with a comic that I wanted to make. It was a lot of help for me. Thank you. Oh, good. I'm glad. And hey, there's a link to the Discord down in the description. More, you can hang out with myself and Erwin and get some feedback. Anyway, all right, you were saying.
So yes, this is the part where we say nice things about the script. Certainly, I think it is pretty much there. Mm-hmm. I really like how Thora and Gretchen have something to do. You're keeping the core relationship here. You doubled down on the player characters just being completely meta, so that was quite fun. And it was a reasonably satisfying ending. John.
Well, knowing the art team that you are going to acquire, that final page is going to look amazing, I'm sure.
I'll do my best.
I do like the interchange between Gretchen and Thora. I felt like that helped to tie up their relationship in a nice, neat little bow.
Erwin, what did you like about the script?
I like the Dungeons and Dragons sort of. You heard me laugh out loud at one point. So I thought that was really clever and unusual. And it looks like the pages are going to be big and bold, which should be fun.
There we go.
All right,
awesome.
Moving on to constructive criticisms.
All right, Danny.
Obviously, I don't like. I mentioned that I do prefer Thora to be chewing scenery than to be meta.
All right.
So that's a thing.
Okay.
At the beginnings of pages 25 and 26, you have like the first couple of panels on both of those pages seem like they could be one panel.
Okay.
Or reorganized so you don't have balloons coming out of panels from like later on. I mean, if you put the panels in the order in which the dialogue is going to happen, your illustrator is less likely to screw it up.
Okay.
And it avoids a ton of problems also. But also those could be single panels and just bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So that's worth considering. Page 33, panel 1, when Samantha's like, oh, this always happens when they lose a member.
Yeah.
She's not actually talking to anybody.
Okay.
And
well, I mean, she's there with like
a whole bunch of stuff.
Edmund and Arica.
So Edmund or Arica needs to be like, wait, what just happened? And
right.
It's gonna be like, adventuring parties,
There you go.
Right?
All right.
And like they don't even have to talk about the Silver Hydras. Like all adventuring parties are like this.
Yeah.
Is kind of the joke there.
Mm-hmm.
My other sort of note is that although Edmund pops in at the end and that seems pretty good, Arica doesn't have as much to do as she did in the last version.
Right.
So even if she's just providing color commentary of like, no, you foolish adventurers, you can defeat my plans, but you can't kill a single zombie. Right. Or like whatever. Like we need her to be real angry.
Okay.
And we need to see her increasingly distressed reactions to this. Perhaps while having a bitch fight with Samantha. Because Arica has dominated the plot of this series the whole way through.
Yes.
So, I mean, what does Arica want? What does Samantha say that we need? Right? Those are the characters who have been really plot driving as compared to Thora up until the very end. And so We need to see Arika like distressed and involved in the fight in some way.
Okay.
John.
I kind of miss the big chaos, the way it was written a few versions ago. This one seems a bit more orderly, which I guess is a bit more how a D&D fight would actually go.
Mhm.
But I kind of feel like that kind of gets lost a little bit. And as much as I love meta and meta jokes,
Mhm.
I kind of feel like this was a little too much.
Okay.
It's obvious what they are
Yes.
and what you're doing. I don't know if every single line needs to constantly drive that that point home. And especially during the whole fight scene, you know, I kind of feel like they should just do stuff and not, a few lines here and there are fine.
You want less dialogue from the PCs.
Not less.
I mean,
See,
if they say fewer things, then the number of meta lines will be reduced.
True.
And if we're just observing their actions, then their actions are more in line with the fantasy story because it's Dunan swinging an axe or somebody attacking with a dagger or whatnot.
Yeah, yes. I mean,
All right.
I just think it's a little too much. That's all.
Okay.
Maybe
Fair
the
enough.
dialogue can be changed to less meta dialogue,
Sure.
or maybe be more subtle about it. Than every meta line being directly on the nose.
Sure.
Like dialogue in the fight scenes in like Lord of the Rings was not meta, but if you took that and you just sprinkled a little, D&D stuff into it, then you just kind of, give it a little flavor of it, not drown it. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Erwin. Constructive criticisms for Preston, please.
Yeah, I as you know, I've not followed this story. Is this a rewrite of the last time that I was here? You probably don't remember. Anyways,
Be here more often, and then we'll remember the last time you were here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I mean,
I'm just gonna say yes. Yes, it is. There we go.
All right. So, anyways, yeah, I think for a big splashy finale, I think maybe I would enjoy a little bit more just plain physical action.
Okay.
As far as the sort of meta stuff is concerned,
Yeah.
I think sometimes an aside to oneself, sort of mixed in there,
Sure.
could be a way of sort of keeping it fresh, rather than actually saying it like to the other people. Sort of a. Anyways, so that I don't know, just like I would just make it, yeah, like I said, maybe less often, but the delivery may be different, and I there was one scene where I clearly knew exactly what was going on. That was when that one character was joining the party there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I thought that was well done. And yeah, I think it'll be. I think me personally, I don't get into as often, like it's harder for me to get into a story with a lot of sort of complicated politics and a whole bunch of characters. But that's me.
Mhm.
Someone like my spouse, she she's used to watching these Chinese court dramas,
Yeah.
with all these different freaking concubines and eunuchs and princes and princesses, and yeah, but yeah, so I'm probably not the best person, but yeah, it does seem like a real ending to the story. I feel like there was finality to it, so that's good.
Awesome. All right, I'll clean it up a bit, and we can say that Palace is over, and I'm happy. And now it's just all about the gorgeous art that
Congratulations.
thanks that people will hopefully buy more of, So anyway, go ahead.
So who's your artist?
Well, it's just like old-timey Disney animation. You got pencil, ink, and color. Pencils is Ediano Silva out of Argentina, I think. And then ink is Jag Kumar out of the nation of India. And then Blonde does colors out of Washington State.
Wow.
And we now have Entangled. It's like Tangled, but entangled. All right, Erwin.
Yeah.
First off, congratulations. You're back again with pages, and I mean you can't be a success as a writer until you turn something in, right? And a lot of people I talk to, they want to get that far, but like turning something in can be daunting. And here we are, we got more pages this time. So is this similar to the story last time with the guy kind of wandering around between rooms that went to different dimensions? No, this is totally different. Tell us about Entangled.
Different dimensions. What?
Well, it was like
that might have been mine.
All right. Well, weren't there like different? I don't know. I felt like anyway.
I one of the last times, or one of the times Erwin was here, I definitely had a story involving that.
Okay. All right. Never mind. Okay. So tell us about Entangled.
Well, it's a twisted sci-fi. It's a sci-fi twisted romance between two people who are discovered that they are forever entangled, a quantum term,
yes,
through a billiard ball. That and so since this is the very beginning of the story, I don't really want to say too much, and just see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see how it goes. Who would you like to narrate?
I'll narrate since there does seem to be a lot of words here, especially at the beginning. And see, we have two main characters. Anna, who wants to play Anna? How about
I'll play Anna.
Yeah.
How about Preston?
Okay.
Did someone say yes?
Yes, Danny wanted to play Anna.
Okay, Danny, you got Anna, and then John, do you want to do Jay?
Do you want me to do Jay?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
And we have quite a few, sort of a mixture of male characters. Businessman Porchenko, character that I just called Dumbass.
There you go.
Preston, can you do all those male characters, please?
Okay, sure.
And well, we only have so many people, so
we'll figure it out. Sure.
Preston, can you also do Lorena?
Sure.
Yeah, that shouldn't you won't be. No one should be talking to themselves with this. So, alrighty. Entangled, page 1. I did this like a screenplay, so I apologize. Page 1, exterior, Anna's home, day, panel 1, splash. Anna at 12, in a state of shock. Her eyes are in a silent scream. Her jaw is slack and her mouth open. A bit of drool spilling out of the corner of her mouth demonstrates that she has held this position for some time now. Her hair is fashionably done into a couple of small buns atop her blonde head. There's a small gap between her two front teeth, demonstrating the lack of orthodontal work on her. A bee flies somewhere in frame, and a portrait of Einstein hangs on a wall behind her. She is standing in the front doorway of her narrow row house, but we only see part of the frame and perhaps the doorbell. Page 2, interior, flashy dance club, night, panel 1. Anna, 23, fierce, suicide blonde, proudly Ukrainian, dressed to the nines and just a bit sluttily, dances with a group of men hungrily eyeing her on the dance floor. A woman looks annoyed. Panel 2, Anna pushes a fraternity bro away while she pulls a businessman by the tie. Interior, flashy dance club, bathroom, night. Panel 3, Anna is sitting on a toilet in the men's bathroom as she pushes the businessman's head down towards her vagina. Her skirt is hiked up and the bathroom door is open. Now all of this should be like rated R.
Wow.
What's that?
John Lamont wrote a panel. That's
Now
crazy.
it's not creepy at all.
Okay. All right. John, how did you manage that? Like the story's just going along and all of a sudden
It's
you
his
wrote a panel.
superpower.
Yeah.
So I don't want like actual, an actual shot of the vagina or anything like that.
Sure,
Just,
sure. Yeah, I got
enough,
it. Yeah.
enough so people knows what's going on.
Tasteful. Okay, yeah. There we go.
Interior, Anna's home, day, flashback, panel 4. Anna at 12 comes home from school. The door is open, showing she has just come in. She is striding happily past the portrait of Einstein. Return to present scene, panel 5. Anna has her eyes closed, possibly out of pleasure, but it's ambiguous. Page 3, interior, Anna's home, day, flashback again. Panel 1. Anna at 12 stands over the dead body of her father, Kasparov. He is a robust figure. He is face down in a pool of blood. A bloody white cue ball, billiards ball, sits next to his body. Interior dance club, bathroom night, return to present, panel 2. Anna's eyes are open now, a dead look on her face. Panel 3. Businessman has bodily fluid smeared around his mouth as he looks up at Anna. Preston?
How about we go back to my house, my beautiful girl?
Panel 4, Anna walking through the men's restroom towards the door as businessman watches, and another man apparently turning to watch, missing the urinal.
Your tongue is weak. Next victim, please.
Interior, Anna's home, flashback again, panel 5, Anna at 12, staring down, eyes bulging like crazy, holding herself tight.
Scream, scream, God scream. No, no, no. Pray, God, come now here.
Panel 6, Anna at 12's face tenses up as she is about to scream. Page 4 continues flashback. Panel 1, knock, knock, knock on the front door, and Anna at 12 looks towards it, fear in her eyes. Panel 2, Anna at 12 opens the front door to see Father Andres Porchenko, 35, in Russian Orthodox priestly garb. He wears spectacles and is rather intellectual looking. He is sweaty and his hair is messy. He looks very concernedly at Anna at 12. She looks through him in shock, mouth open. Panel 3, Porchenko grabs Anna at 12's shoulders. Her hands are now clasped before her as if in prayer.
It's Anna. What's wrong? Is your father here? Did the Putinistas get to you?
Panel 4, Porchenko rushes into the house, leaving Anna standing in the doorway, her mouth open, her face slack, her hands fallen. Page 5, exterior streets, night, time stream. Okay, never mind that. The streets at night, Austin streets, actually. Panel 1, J23, solidly built, Chinese American, clean cut with medium length hair and sometimes with a sadness weighing upon his face, walks down the nightlife street stoically as Lorena, 30, offers him a vape. Preston.
You sure you don't want some of this?
I say nope to dope. I'm straight edge.
Sounds like
Okay.
a TV ad.
Okay, Boomer, this ain't 1979, you know, and I don't associate you with any sort of edge, Jay Lee.
Panel 2, Jay is sadness on his face.
I say nope.
Interior divey bar, night. Panel 3, Jay racks up a pool table. A dumbass stands nearby. He is high on meth and his hands are wildly gesticulating. He has a tooth missing.
This ain't your table, cool boy.
Panel 4, the dumbass opens his jacket to reveal a dagger stashed in his pant waist. Panel 5, Jay takes his jacket off, revealing a gun in a shoulder holster. Lorena's mouth is open in a bit of surprise. Panel 6, Jay puts the gun on the pool table next to his jacket.
The gun's not for shooting other people, just myself.
Exactly. I was like, just yourself. All right. This is a gun for me only. Anyway.
That's kind of Lorena's reaction. Go ahead.
Not for others. Cabron, then who's it for?
Maybe he uses it to pleasure himself.
I don't.
Page 6.
Then it really would be a John Lamont script.
We all remember that John
Clever,
Lamont
yeah.
script.
The vagina gun, the infamous vagina.
I got to read that one. Page 6, continue scene. Page 6, continue scene. Panel 1, Jay picks up the 8-ball from the pool table. It is written in white on that 8-ball, the word yes, but Jay doesn't notice. Panel 2, the dumbass cocks the dagger above his shoulder as he lunges at Jay. Panel 3, Jay smashes the 8-ball into the forehead of the dumbass. Blood flies.
You're just going to overdose later. Go gently into that good night.
The dumbass lies on the floor, his face bloodied from a gash in his forehead. The 8-ball near him on the floor reads no on its top. Dumbass has only one eye open as the other eye is covered in blood. That one eye looks possessed as he looks at Jay, squatting next to him.
You have no idea. You have no godforsaken idea.
Yeah, well, I do know one thing. This table belongs to...
Oh, boy.
Jay is squatting, holding the 8-ball as he looks up to Sienna standing directly over him. He almost has an upskirt view of her. Her heels are very high.
This is my pool table. Hack 'em.
Page 7, panel 1, Anna breaks the triangle of balls, her ass up, cleavage apparent. They are playing 8-ball. The 8-ball has the white word no face up.
You wrote on my ball.
Your ball.
This is my table. I play here every night. Can't you tell? I have no life.
Panel 2, Jay knocks a solid in. Panel 3, another one. Panel 4, another one. Panel 5, the only solid ball remaining is the 8-ball. The 8 is facing upwards. Jay prepares to knock it into the corner.
Corner pocket.
He does. In panel 6, Anna looking at Jay. Lorena walks away.
You let that hoe hustle you?
Page 9, panel 1. Jay and Anna look inside the corner pocket at the 8-ball, which has the yes facing up at them.
Does it always say yes when it goes in?
No, of course not.
Panel
That's what
2,
she said.
Anna hits the 8-ball on the table with the cue ball, and it misses the side pocket and bounces off a wall. Panel 3, the 8-ball settles on the table with the word no facing up. Anna stares at the ball with wonder, the first time we see something not so hard on her face. Panel 4, Anna swipes at the ball and it bounces off several walls of the pool table and lands in a side pocket. Panel 5, they both look inside the side pocket.
Yes.
Yes.
Panel 6, Jay snatches the ball out of the side pocket.
A trifling tchotchke.
The ball tells you what you just did. It predicts the past.
Fools read into coincidence.
Panel 7, Anna grabs Jay by the arm with both hands. She looks seductive, but her hands are tightly gripped around Jay's forearm.
There's something about this ball.
No, there is nothing to this ball. Now give it to me.
That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I,
Well, I feel like I really set people free here because people bring in the first script, and it's kind of awkward and stilted, and then by the time it's like their second or third script, there's tits, and I'm glad to see that evolution. People come on, and then bam, there we go, and the script certainly delivers. We have just lots in the TNA department, and that's cool. We got billiards, and the motif of quantum entangled particles and billiards, and there's weird stuff going on that I couldn't follow. That's what I got, and hooray. What do you think, John?
Yeah, it was very, very interesting. Kind of very oh crap, who's that? Who's the director? Yeah, very Christopher Nolan.
Okay.
It's very, very much something he would do.
Like in Inception, we're thinking Inception.
Inception or the Interstellar.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of gave me some of those vibes with like the time travel, would be back and forth and thingy. So yeah, it was kind of cool. I like his style. I know a lot of people don't. I kind of like his style, so I kind of dig this. The character relationship was interesting between, I'm guessing, our two leads, Jay and Anna. So that was very interesting. I'm definitely curious to see what happens and where it goes.
Awesome. All right, Danny.
It's interesting. The characters are neat. The setting is kind of cool. There's character to the side characters. It's a fine beginning to a story.
Constructives. Does anyone have any ideas?
I'll start because I don't have very many. It's okay for something like this to just be weird and not have a clear plot. So that's not a huge problem. And you do introduce the conundrum. So that's successful. You do have a bunch of back and forth dialogue on pages with like more than 5 panels.
Yeah.
So unless you've got a clear idea of how that'll be drawn, that could be frustrating when you're actually doing it, because you don't want to, of course, cover faces and eye lines with balloons. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
John?
Yeah, I definitely realized that when I was like looking at what I got 7 panels on this page. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I kind of agree with Danny's first part. Like the plot not being apparent is okay at this point. I think the character dynamics are strong enough that will hold us, and you're kind of doing some weird stuff. I would lean into that a little bit more. Maybe, especially if the whole billiard hall is going to be central, I might actually start there and then cut back. I don't know, just something to play with. I kind of felt like getting our two characters together was kind of the most interesting part of these pages, so I would do that sooner. So
you're saying the parts where the two characters are actually together in the same room interacting was the most interesting part. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't know how important those other scenes were, but I would almost say maybe start with them playing pool and then flash back to, and again, you can play with time, as I said, go full Chris Nolan. Start with them in the billiard room, and then you could flash back to when she's a kid. Then you could flash back to the billiard room. Then you can go to when they're in the club, and then back to her kid, and then back to the club, and then just play with it a little bit and see what flows. But it just seems like to me the most interesting stuff in the pages presented was when Jay and Anna were in the billiard room. So I'd want to get to that quicker.
Oh crap!
And then if those other scenes are important, then sprinkle them in as you're developing this more weird quantum entanglement thing.
Awesome.
Before we move on, it occurs to me that, and it's been a while since I've read it, but I think Sex Criminals starts in a kind of similar way with like the two characters back and forth and eventually meeting and then coming across like the magic dildo or whatever.
Sure.
And that whole thing has sort of a similar structure. So I might go to the library and check out a copy of that and see if you can get some notes on the structure from it.
Awesome. All right. Well, we have a lot of scripts today. We have, I guess we're going to go with, all right, Erwin, thanks for dropping in.
Bye, Erwin.
Yeah. Let's see. Now
Maybe he'll come back.
You might. Now we're going to look at Haunted Head. But I thought it was pretty good. I thought,
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, and I think if I recall correctly, that was the thing with the weird teleporting and the strange sci-fi room and the strange dimensions.
All right, so we're starting on page 6 of the Haunted Head.
Yeah, so I don't remember how much as we read before, but I gave us 10 pages worth. I'm pretty sure we can start later if you like by a page or two if we need to.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's been like a month and change, or probably 2 since I brought this in. So I know page 9 is going to be new.
Right.
If we want to keep it short, and it's already been an hour, and we should call it Harpies.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to do this next week?
I'm cool to do it next week. This needs to get my artist for January. So
okay. All right. Okay. So then, do we want to go to Harpies?
Oh yeah, we can do Harpies. I'm feeling quite tired.
Okay. All right. Harpies then. All right, John, tell us about Harpies.
All right, so we are picking up where we left off at my rewrite from last scene. Basically, Jezero, Longfu, and Aaron are at the pyramids, and that's where we're picking up.
Okay. Small chapel day. Interior small chapel. Okay. A phonograph. Oops. Perhaps I came in a bit too close. A phonograph plays liturgical music as Mueller kneels before the altar. Orion enters the back of the chapel, walking about 2/3 of the way towards the front before stopping. Mueller rises from the altar, turns to her.
Danny, you can start.
It would seem a source of Hecate stone was discovered in Egypt.
More than what we currently have?
Oh no, but the English are aware of it. If they were to retrieve a charged Hecate stone, it would upset our position in this war.
And what of the heretic?
Hieratic. I have no doubt she will be there to ensure it's his safe passage back to their headquarters. We must not allow that to happen.
Retrieve the stone, kill the heretic.
That's not how you spell heretic.
Well, that's what my spell check said.
Dude, your spell check.
Mueller places. Yeah, didn't you just tell me about spell checks? Right. Mueller places his hands on Orion's shoulders.
We are instruments of the Most High. May his hand guide your bow.
Exterior, pyramids of Giza Day, Jezidrel, Aaron, and Longfu walk back towards the pyramid entrance as the undead army marches behind. Longfu keeps looking back as if waiting for them to attack.
I was given visions of its location, which drew us here. Our matriarch believes its magical energies can enhance our spellcasting. Hold.
Jezidru stops in her tracks, looking at the dark clouds.
The stone I sensed is not the stone I thought it was.
What does that mean?
I can sense several of them moving toward us.
The three look up towards the dark clouds. Breaking through the clouds, the SMS Ernst von Hoppener airship descends.
Mother of God, it's the SMS Ernst von Huppner, flagship of the Liebstandarte Corps.
Oh, mother of God, surely not suddenly. Several Liebenstadt mechs leap off the deck.
Run!
Aaron, Longfu, and Jezidrel bolt towards the pyramid steps. The Elmex land with a deadening thump, sending up a cloud of dust on impact. Orion straps a bungee cord to the deck before leaping off. The cord goes taut, lowering her to a safe distance above the ground where she detaches.
Kill them all. Retrieve the stone.
Jezidrel turns to face them.
Carissa.
Haha. Shit's about to happen
I like that now
now.
John gets to read his foreign language transliterations, which is, I think, the way to do this.
Her undead army charge forward with spears at the Elmex. The mechs raise their Gatling guns firing. Bullets rip through the undead army even as they continue their advance. Orion fires an arrow. The arrowhead begins beeping as it lodges in the stone steps leading up to the pyramid. Well, I like the
Orion fire ass arrow. The arrowhead begins beeping as it logs in the stone steps leading up to the
there
pyramid.
you go. Oh, you're right. Yeah. Boom. Rocks and debris fly free toward Erin as she dives behind the Jeep.
See, this is how you know it's not written by AI.
Oh, yeah.
Because...
Sorry, my phone died much faster than expected. Well, that's all right. Fortunately, then it's good we did your pages when we did, because otherwise we wouldn't have been here, and that would have been bad. So, where were we?
Longfu charges to engage
Yeah.
Orion.
Yeah. Longfu. Oh, yeah. Orion fires an arrow through which Longfu dodges with an aerobatic flip in the air. Coming down, Longfu swings the katana, which Orion blocks with her bow. Longfu advances with several decisive swings before moving into a powerful roundhouse kick. Orion blocks the kick, surprising Longfu.
How?
I am the true avatar of the Almighty God, and you will bend the knee, hieratic. Is that better?
Yes.
Yes. Orion kicks Longfu hard, throwing her back to the ground. Longfu rolls back to her feet as Orion fires another arrow towards her. Longfu swings the katana, knocking it off course. 3 undead soldiers climb up one of the Elmechs, ripping off the pilot's limbs. Another Elmech holds up a dead soldier, ripping it apart before throwing it into the crowd at others. Kneeling behind the Jeep with a vantage on her pyramid plaza, Jezidrel's palm glows red as she motions with her fingers as if controlling marionettes.
There's too many of them, and this ground is too hard to call up reinforcements.
Our bullets can't get past their magnetic repulsion shields.
Repeat. Retreat inside the pyramids. I will cover.
Orion races up the steps, darting around the rubble from the explosion.
Longfu, fall back.
Noticing Aaron race up the side of the pyramid, Orion fires another explosive arrow. Longfu throws one of her throwing daggers, knocking it off course, causing it to fall short and explode near the base. Longfu leaps into the dust cloud as the explosion following Aaron. Jezidrel moves from her position behind the Jeep, last following the others up the slope. One of the Elmechs turns his Gatling gun towards them.
Nuhovo.
Jezidrel throws up a force shield of red chaos magic, deflecting the bullets, allowing the 3 of them to escape within the entrance. Orion fires another explosion arrow. Interior pyramids of Giza, entryway day. Aaron, Longfu, and Jezidro race inside as the explosive arrow explodes, collapsing the entrance behind them. Exterior pyramids of Giza day. Orion turns towards the remaining Elmex as they finish off the undead army.
Open fire on the pyramid. Bring it down.
Our mission was to retrieve the stone.
The mission is to keep the heretic and our allies from retrieving it. They can't do that if they're all buried underneath it.
That's right.
Ja, gnädige Frau.
Exactly. The Elmex raise their Gatling guns to the side of the pyramid, opening fire. Brrr. The pyramids of Giza are under fire. Very sad today. Interior pyramids of Giza entryway darkness. Outside of the rumbling, incessant gunfire continues. Aaron's flashlight pierces the darkness.
Is everyone all right?
There we go. Longfu and Jezidro pick themselves up off the ground. All around them, the stones shake dirt into the air.
They're still shooting. I think they mean to bring the pyramid down around us. Sorry, I think they mean to bring the pyramid down around us.
Then we must retrieve the stone with haste. My spells alone will not protect us.
Which way?
Jezidro raises her hand.
Sisvaga mashkaripete. This way.
A short distance from the collapsed entryway sit two passages. The one on the right ascends upward. The left descends into darkness.
We descend.
Aaron shines the flashlight down the descending passageway, which leads several meters into darkness. Only a few raised stones along the slope make for steps.
You would pick the spooky tunnel.
Jezidro picks up a loose stone.
Chaizda.
The stone begins to glow white. You know, last time I played Pathfinder, we started off in a room where there was a bunch of fish, and we were investigating what was eating the fish in the warehouse. And someone used one of the fishes for the light spell. So we were walking through the dungeon just holding a glowing fish. But stone works too,
great,
I guess. Yeah, stone works too, I suppose. Anyway.
Well, stone was what I always used in Pathfinder. It was just
but
then you
fish.
could use it like a glow stick. You can chuck it. If you need to see how deep the pit is, you just drop it down the pit.
But if you get hungry, you can eat it, right? Anyway, Jezidro tosses it down the descending passageway. It bounces off several of the raised stones as it tumbles down, eventually coming to a stop in the subterranean chamber.
I'll go first.
Crouching down, she descends the long slope.
Decides the long scrub.
That too. A rumbling above grows. Jezidro glances up the upward as stones begin rolling down the ascending passageway towards them.
We have to go. Aaron, go now.
We
have no time.
That wasn't the line, yeah.
We have no time. Aaron, go now.
What about you?
I'm right behind you. Go.
The stones rolling down the ascending passageway increase. Aaron begins crawling down the passageway after Longfu. Enter subterranean chamber. Longfu enters the chamber from the descending passageway, retrieving the illuminated stone. Raising the stone, she finds the room mostly empty except for some broken pottery.
There's nothing down here.
Boom. The entire building shakes as several of the stones in the ceiling begin to fall to the ground. The wall stones crack. Some fall free.
Guys.
Aaron and Jezidro enter the chamber.
It's a dead end.
There has to be something here.
She raises her hand outward.
Swastika mashkarepete. No, I can still sense it. It's below us.
Newsflash, this is the bottom. There must be a trap door. Find it.
Stones begin rolling down the descending passageway, piling up, blocking them inside.
Well, we're not going back that way.
Yeah, maybe we're gonna die down. All right, I say. Aaron and Jezidro get down on their hands and knees, checking the stones on the floor.
There must be a loose stone somewhere.
Why? Why must there be a loose stone? Why?
Well, because Aaron said so.
Okay, all right. A loose stone falls from the ceiling, hitting Longfu on the head.
See? I found it.
Here.
Jezero pulls a stone up from the floor, revealing an opening underneath. Stale air belches out.
Something's dead down there.
Long Fu, reach inside and see what you can find.
Long Fu kneels down, sticking her arm into the hole.
Yeah, I think I feel some kind of latch. Stand back.
Long Fu yanks, and with a metal clang, a hidden door built into the floor opens. Aaron and Jezidro back off as Long Fu begins lifting the floor panel. Grabbing the underneath, she lifts, revealing a descending staircase.
Go.
Aaron and Jezidro duck down the steps. Long Fu jumps up and letting the floor panel behind her just as subterranean chamber collapses into rubble. Interior mysterious chamber as the fine copper dust lays across the metal floors of this mysterious underground room, its layers heavier at the entrance, thinning out the further one enters. I feel like this sentence lacks a verb, but perhaps I'm wrong.
You're only saying that because it completely lacks a verb.
Okay, fair enough. Aaron, Long Fu, and Jezidro stand at the bottom of the steps, looking up at the ceiling panel.
The air down here is bad.
Jezidro enters cautiously.
Yes, the walls of chamber appear to be made of some kind of metal alloy, though heavily oxidated. The Egyptians must have built the pyramid to hind this room.
They sure did.
Yeah, that's a verb that totally applies to that sentence.
Yeah.
Instead of being a noun.
Yeah.
They meant to hide the magical energy emanating from this room.
So what does that have to do with the deer?
Yeah.
The deer.
The hind. I mean, whatever.
All right, so let's find the Hecate stone and get out of here.
Before we do, I must inquire something of the Avatar.
Do we have time for that?
The Chavusko Bazate, the red-haired one. She also claimed to be an Avatar, but the magic in her was impure.
Yes, she equaled my strength, similar to when I faced other members of the Leibstandarte Corps.
Jezidro steps forward.
If you would please allow me.
Jezidro places her hand on Long Fu's chest and closes her eyes, whispering.
And now it's a John Lamont script.
Jezidro's hand glows. Long Fu's life force whirls around them and retreats back inside her.
Unlike your false Avatar, your life force is pure. The purest I have sensed in my entire life.
A rumbling begins echoing through the metallic chamber.
We need to get out of here.
Yes, servant of the Avatar, your wish is my command.
Start by going back to calling me Aaron, and then help us find that stone so you can hocus pocus us out of here.
Hell yeah. The trio continue upward towards the center of the room, spotting the silhouette of a tall humanoid figure sitting upon a chair. Aaron's flashlight glimmers off the back of the metal chair, the shadow casts on the back of the figure's bald head.
Hello? Sorry, hello.
Aaron encircles the chair. Her jaw drops as her eyes go wide.
Jezzy.
Jezidro circles the chair, slightly less surprised. Long Fu gets as excited as a child on Christmas.
Oh, my gosh. Can you believe it?
Seated upon the chair, the decaying skeletal remains of the large eye alien sits on the chair, his hands wrapped around joystick controls mounted on the side of the chair's armrest.
He's dead, right?
Very.
Jezidro turns around after continuing the direction the alien captain faces, finding a wall, several screens on it. One of the monitors, a flashing white cursor on one of the monitors. Yeah, all right.
Aaron, come look at this.
Aaron walks up beside her.
The stone's energy flows through these screens.
How the hell do you know? All right.
Magic?
Yeah, it's magic space rock.
Okay. How did you jump to that conclusion? Anyway,
I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. That was actually the line. Yeah, the stone's energy flows through these screens. No, electricity. I seem to recall you have experiencing with that.
It's a machine.
A speaker chirps some rhythmic but unintelligible noises. All right, so Aaron. Oh, welcome back, Erwin.
Yay.
I don't know how
Hey.
much of that you were able to hear, but it was a John Lamont original, and we got a lot of action. Surprisingly easy on the TNA, but we got I like the German forces and like mowing down a bunch of zombies, and that was cool. I mean, like, look, there's big cannons. I remember once a couple of years ago, I was selling at a con. I ended up right outside the steampunk discussion room, and the guy said, like, steampunk is really more an aesthetic, and he talked about Wild Wild West, and how like the big mechanical spider, and within it there was like a thing like you had to cock, and it was just a big massive, like steampunk is like a big massive things, and big massive rotating cannons spewing out lots of rounds, mowing down a lot of zombies. That was cool. I enjoyed that, and of course they're leveling the pyramids of Giza, because why the hell wouldn't they? They're heartless monsters. But fortunately, Jezidro and Aaron seem to have read the script and know that they're going to get out through a passageway as soon as they decipher these monitors. There we go.
There was
as soon as they decipher.
On the last page, they ran into some electronic monitors. It seemed like in the ancient pyramids of Giza.
The bug-eyed gray alien.
Yeah.
It's a spaceship. There's a spaceship buried under the pyramid.
There we go. A spaceship.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, Danny, what you got?
Lots of action.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes. Agreed.
Yep.
All right, Erwin.
Oh, many of the words were spelled correctly.
The majority of the words were spelled correct.
I mean, I didn't count. I'm sticking with many.
From what I saw of the characters, I think they're generally pleasant and likable. And yeah, there was a lot of action. I do always like a bit of Temple of Doom type of, going down and into some mysterious thing. And I was a little bit surprised by the alien situation. I think I was a little distracted, didn't quite get what was going on with the monitor and stuff. But yeah, I was, I like to be surprised and intrigued. So I thought it worked. Yeah.
Constructives. There's some moments there in the pyramid where I feel like you could cause me to be a bit concerned about those characters. Myself, I don't like enclosed spaces, and the idea of being buried in rubble in the dark is something that brings me a bit of anxiety. So, there's certainly moments where you could prompt the reader to feel something for the characters, a bit of anxiety or concern. And I feel like you're kind of missing that opportunity. Danny.
Fair enough.
Many of the words were spelled incorrectly. The introductory scene in the German church or whatever had no bearing on the story whatsoever and should also be cut. And obviously it's quite first drafty. Like, Erin sounds like she's being downgraded to exposition girl, and none of her dialogue has any attitude at all. And it's quite inconsistent at that. Jezidro being, the generic wizard actually worked surprisingly well. But like, I felt like Aaron was just so characterless here.
Okay.
Like, oh no, it's the HMS blah 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 of the evil German army. Just like, oh shit, Nazi attack, and drop that line like, after the mechs land on the ground, scaring everyone. Like, oh no, we are trapped in an underground passageway. However, will we see? Look at my magic flashlight. Oh no, the rocks are falling. Surely there's a loose rock around here somewhere we could move to get to a secret passage. And then they do. Like, that's all of Aaron's lines. And that really takes a lot away from the dynamic, because she's a really bitter, angry person in Angel.
No, Jezidro is bitter angry.
Yeah, sure. So is Aaron. So they should be playing off each other with massive amounts of sarcasm.
Okay.
That's what that dynamic looks like. And Long Fu gets to be like, oh my gosh, Valley Girl, like that. That's still fine. Also, did Long Fu even have anything to really do in the fight? Oh yeah, she pulled a katana out of, I guess, her panty shot. And,
there you go.
And somehow that was defeated by a piece of wood with a string attached to it.
It's a little bit more high tech than that.
Okay, well, the script didn't indicate that.
That's okay.
So yeah, like, character in the characters, please.
Anything else?
I do have one question.
Go for it.
More for Danny, and this is actually after thinking about last week.
All right.
Because you mentioned you didn't like the driving scene where they were driving to the pyramid.
Yeah.
And yes, Erin was much more exposition girl. That's kind of like I'm struggling with what I want to do with that. But my question was, do you feel like the exposition? Okay, so the whole point is to have all three of these entities, people groups meet: Aaron and Longfu, Jezidro, and Orion and the Nazis. They're all supposed to meet at this location pretty much at the same time. Do you feel like I need any of that build up, or should I just have them all start in this location? Because
they should they should start in the location, be like, fight the zombies, and then fucking Nazis show up. Like, you don't need much more than that. You don't need very much between that.
So the chapel scene actually doesn't happen here where it happens in the story. It actually happens in the very, very beginning. I kind of chop things up to try to make them flow better for the stream.
I think Nazis appearing out of the sky and surprising everyone is still a better beat. I don't know why you want to foreshadow that so obviously. You can have Aaron do that by saying, oh, I'm so glad we got to this pyramid before the Nazis arrived, because they're after the Hecate stones.
Absolutely.
We need to stop them from getting it. That's how you do exposition in a non-boring way. You say, like, here's our mission and here's the stakes. If we don't get out of here soon, we're all going to suffocate to death. Not, oh, I hope there's a way to get out of here, and then there is. Right? Like, you establish stakes with your exposition character.
Yeah.
And so, like, you can get a bit of a twofer on this one, and sort of addressing both of your things. But, like, yeah, no, like, they just get to the pyramid. Okay, well, here, we're finally here. It looks like it's going to be a totally clear day. Oh, fuck, a whole bunch of witches and their zombies. And then, okay, well, we resolve the witches and the zombies. And then suddenly, like, Nazi mechs show up with also the antagonist. I think that you don't need anything in between that.
Okay.
It gives a sense of motion. It gives that Indiana Jones of, oh shit, now I have to deal with this. Right? Like that sense of, like, it just gets worse and worse and worse. And like, you could roll your eyes at it, but actually that's really well paced. Because Indy does get some breathers, but even if he didn't, right, his, oh god, this is bullshit attitude towards it really sells like, this is very stressful. And you have three protagonists you can get away with that with, especially Longfu. So yeah, like, the exposition can be like as they're arriving at the pyramid, like, and they don't even notice the zombies in this wide shot coming from like behind the only bush in the desert or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking on Google Earth. There's absolutely nothing hiding. I mean,
The witches could
it's
be
clear and
camouflaged.
open for
They
like
could just summon
miles.
the zombies out of the ground.
Yes.
The zombies they don't need to walk over. They can just be summoned from the ground. Who cares?
Yeah, I guess I could do that.
And then you got this cool image of like the sands bursting forth evil zombies that are controlled by like camouflaged witches, which is still pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
I mean, is it not? It sounds pretty cool to me.
Yeah, I mean, because then I
Like,
could have like
otherwise,
zombies pop
be
up
asking, like,
and
where did the zombies come from? How far did they walk? Is this Hannibal's army? They have an elephant. Like all of this other stuff you wrote, just like don't even. Just there's corpses there somewhere. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Right? Like you don't have to, like, you've already got witches, which is supernatural, raising zombies, which are supernatural, featuring glowing space rocks, which is supernatural, German power armor, which is
Awesome.
basically supernatural.
Yeah.
In an entire scene in which there's an alien spaceship and a DOS cursor, one of which is supernatural, the other one of which is anachronistic, inside the Great Pyramid of Giza.
Like you do.
I mean, what sort of train of logic does your reader need to follow to understand where all of this crap came from? Or do you think they're just going to let it go because the action is pretty good and the characters are likable? Because I'd lean into number 2 unless you want to be like exposition man for another entire issue of this.
No, I don't. I need to. That is one of the things. This is very. I do agree. These pages are very first drafty. This is very. I cut out actually quite a bit of dialogue and compressed several different paragraphs into one, trying to trim it down. So.
What I will say, and I'm sorry I'm taking time away from Irwin, this is my last thing, is you got them into the pyramid better and established the stakes better while they were in the pyramid than you did last time we saw the inside of the pyramid.
Great.
So you're definitely on the right track there, and I'm suggesting that you lean into it by just having the whole thing just be action-y. Anyways,
okay.
I'm done.
No, and that was specifically why I wanted to ask you about them arriving, because I didn't know if why they were there was that important, because that's kind of what the whole conversation when they're driving there was kind of a explaining
but
if that's not necessary, I'll cut the whole thing.
Establish why they're there as they get into the car. Here's our so why did we come all the way out here, Aaron? Oh yeah, here's our mission. Besides, you get to do some sightseeing. Just imagine the awesome postcard you're going to be able to buy and tell a story about. So your friends and family in California. Oops, now there's witches and a zombie army. Like that doesn't take 8 pages. That takes like half a page, maybe 2. Like
I could probably do it in 1 page, really.
Yeah. Like that's about 1 page. Even in a comic, that's about 1 page.
Yeah, I mean, I typically try to keep my boring stuff all together so I can get it done and over with, so we move on to the good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, but I've given you some shit for that before too. Anyways, it's Irwin's time.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I think that I think the pages the pages here would be much more interesting if there were another a parallel story running alongside the main external conflict here, whether it's some sort of, Indiana Jones and his father trying to reconcile, or trying not to reconcile story, or if it's if it was Captain America and Iron Man having some sort of individual versus group national security argument or something like that. Something that sort of produces some more interesting interaction, or it might be some sort of friendship conflict between the 3 characters. they got some old beefs to
Oh, there's
to
lots of
deal
old
with
beefs.
or
I am
something.
totally working on that. I just haven't figured out how I'm doing that. But yes, good point. I agree.
Yeah, because yeah, and yeah, I've been reading Alias, the Bendis comics. I read the first, I don't know, the first volume or whatever, the
What
first 6 issues,
what do
and
you
it's
think?
like, oh, I mean,
First off,
oh,
when you say Bendis, I'm going to say there's a lot of dialogue. I haven't read it,
there's
but if it's got
absolutely
Bendis, there's
tons
a
of
lot of
dialogue,
yeah. Whenever you say
and,
that
and
name, like there's a lot of dialogue.
and some of it is just absolutely hilarious and brilliant.
Yeah,
The detective asks her, you know, about her powers, and says, "Do you stretch?" That's
yeah.
one of my favorite lines. Anyways, but a lot of it is just like too much. It's just too much dialogue. But what carries me through, in large part, is just this ennui that I sense about Jessica Jones's person.
Mhm.
She knows there's something wrong with her life, and just that sense of that helps me slog through a lot of the sort of overly intricate plot twists and things that I really not that interested in, and all this dialogue that a lot of times doesn't seem necessary. Um, but yeah, I would definitely look for something, either an individual internal struggle or a relationship conflict that's going to make the story a lot more interesting. And I know it's mostly action, but still, if Indiana Jones didn't have a love problem, or father issues or something like it, the story, the movies would be a lot less interesting, I think. So that's it.
A love problem. He's got multiple.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But the first movie, is just absolutely charming, right? His
Yes,
the back and forth between him and the dark haired woman
Maryland.
who's
Yeah, and
Marilyn,
Maryland.
right?
Yeah,
Right. So
Maryland Ravenwood. Yeah. All right. Well,
Well, thanks, guys. I
there we
appreciate
go,
it.
John.
I'm gonna work
Hey,
on
hey, Erwin,
tightening
good
some of that up.
stuff, and I'm glad to see those pages were exciting.
Well,
Yeah, exciting. You're telling like an action-oriented story, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it develops,
oh, okay, great. Well,
and hopefully
thank you.
some of what we're doing here with John will improve some of what you're doing, and there can be this wonderful cross-pollination of action comics with TNA elements here on the Writer's Stream.
Ed, you
Saving
don't
my
have to
story.
only show up just when you have pages. You can show up
That's
even if you
right.
don't have anything.
Hey, I have shown up. I've made it. I purposely done that, but
And
I might
we
not have
certainly
shown my
appreciate that.
face sometimes because,
You don't
yeah,
have to do that. I don't.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to
yeah.
see
No,
me
I mean, I might have been only
or
in the
my
chats.
ugly, messed up apartment.
All righty. Well, I hope to see y'all next week. Then
All
next
right.
week.
All right.
Next
Next
week.
week. Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
got
when is
pages
our
for
holiday
sure.
schedule?
So
I mean, I'll be here
Oh,
next week, so
Okay.
yeah, next week.
Then
All right.
we'll be here next week.
All right. Take care, everyone.
all right.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.